I just pulled it, so thankfully it's a fresh one.
No, I was just making sure we didn't have like a bunch of clutter. And so enjoy. Hang on. And then Nick, new member in Suborbital.
Yeah.
Which is actually, hang on, Nick has actually been a member for 5 months. This is this system does not work that well when it comes to figuring out what. But I like the little gleam on the new member thing. That's kind of nice.
It's shiny.
And for anyone who does become a new member, like then we can bring it up in the show. I think that's really cool. Yeah. So, who wants to start? Like Ryan, you had a fun day today. Did you wanna go first?
I had a fun day today, but I can't anymore because it's April 2nd. So all my fun is ruined. So I have to be 100% serious. No trickery at all. I have to be professional and tell the truth, which is horrible.
Be professional.
Huh.
Have you met us?
Asterisk.
So the reason I bring it up,
wait a second.
Philip in the chat room was talking about Raptor N, which was your April 1st. I absolutely loved and adored your April 1st video. I thought we were talking about this in pre-show a little bit, but I thought you did just such a fantastic job of going from like quasi-believe, like Elon being like, we're going to go nuclear on Starship. I feel like that's in his wheelhouse, right? That's something like certainly regulatorily near impossible, right? But it seems like something he would say, doesn't it?
It's
right?
in his brain, definitely.
Right. You feel like that's bouncing around somewhere up there, right? So it felt like, oh my, did this actually just happen? And then you went into shuttle. You took it up a notch with the shuttles, and you really thought that through. Of like, oh hey, the reason they're doing this is for cost savings, and the most ridiculous idea for cost savings ever, completely retrofitting a effectively mock-up shuttles. The cost-saving idea being because it's close to Kennedy Space Center. I thought that was great. And then, the getting stuck in the dome. Mwah. Loved it.
Yeah,
loved it.
Hitting the dome is great.
You had the roll. CGI systems failed. Absolutely. Did you have fun making that?
That was brilliant. I was making that so I was sat up here, spent like at least 40 minutes making that in After Effects, and then my dad came in, he was like, what are you doing? And I didn't want to spoil the video for him, so I'm like, we'll find out later. And then we were both adamant, and I wouldn't tell him, and then he thought it was quite funny when he found it, so.
Yeah. All right. So, we're still in April 1st over here, but I'm not. I had a long day. I've been at work I'm wearing the green dress because launch day, right? I basically came from launch straight here.
I think you were a little busy earlier today.
I was a little bitty.
Just a little bit busy.
I forgot to hit the CGI spacebar. Oh. Well, that's in reference to if you watched the Elon update and you saw that moment where the PowerPoint jumped all the way to the end and it went bong with that Windows noise. That was my fault. I accidentally leaned on the presentation spacebar, and so the presentation whipped to the end. And then you saw in record time me moving to the backup deck. So, yeah, it was impressive. Like, you watched it fail and then immediately recover, and you were like, ha, 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 wow, that was impressive. All in a very quick time span.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty wild.
So, Jared, how about you? What were you excited about this week?
Well, I'm just getting excited about the Space Launch System with the wet dress rehearsal finally happening this weekend. Although it sounds like we're just going to, well, actually, it doesn't sound like anything. We're just going to be watching it.
It's still April 1st?
Yes. Still April 1st. I mean, they're still working on stuff now, going through the count and everything like they would regularly with it. Just like how a space shuttle countdown starts days ahead before.
We're doing it that way again.
Yeah, that's how we're doing things again.
So we're pausing the clock. We're going to have to explain to people an L- versus T- clock.
Yeah. But I was also a little bummed to hear that we're not going to get like any of the loops or anything, any of the audio loops. So we're just going to see it. We're going to hear it. So
wait, hold up. They're going to do a wet dress, and there's no public They're not going to release like CountdownNet or anything?
No, not at all.
No.
So, no, they said it's because of export controls. They don't want people to know how to make ICBMs using cryogenic
Because,
systems.
the Soviets copied Space Shuttle and made Buran. Imagine if they made a better version of SLS. Can't be doing that.
Hold up. Wait, how? Okay.
You're having the same thoughts I did.
Shenanigans. I'm officially declaring shenanigans on that excuse.
It's great. Everyone did.
The internet did too. Yeah.
What? Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, that's something else. So
it would cost them another $1 billion to just let it CountdownNet.
I don't know.
Sorry, too soon.
$1 billion in 5 years to get a countdown.
Does anyone have any idea as to why? What's the real reason here?
Well,
theories?
I mean, do we even want to theorize about something like that?
Is it just something? It's so if it were a private company like ULA, SpaceX, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, I actually kind of get it, right? Because it goes towards public image, and also taxpayers don't pay for that.
I was going to say that happens too. When SpaceX does a Falcon 9 wet dress with static fire, there's really only confirmation through Twitter on it. You don't hear net or anything like that with it. When ULA
you only get the countdown loop for the launch.
Actually,
yeah.
Hang on, that is a fair point.
Yeah.
Are they broadcasting the wet dress?
They're live streaming it for video, but they're just not providing the audio net for it.
Maybe it's not fair of me to actually be like, I don't understand why we're not getting this, when in reality, this is a test. Who else provides anything for a wet dress?
Yeah.
But it is NASA, so it should be...
That is the other point. That's the flip side of that argument. Is it's our tax dollar, well, not yours, but it's our tax dollars paying for this wet dress. Well, it's not. It's mine, it's yours, it's his. It's not as much yours.
I don't care.
This conversation doesn't involve you, Ryan. Earmuffs.
The microphones would cost $1 million each. That's...
Yeah, I paid for the service module, actually, so boom.
Are they wet dressing the service module?
I mean, the wet dress and the whole module.
Yeah,
the whole rocket.
You've got a horse in this race. I don't understand why it's not your business.
Not a very big horse, but it's important because with no service module, you're not really getting anywhere.
We don't launch rockets without payloads.
Well,
technically the payloads would be the people, though. Even though there's no, this is uncrewed.
I am happy that at least they're wet dressing this, though, broadcasting the wet dress itself. At least we get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's silly to not have people explaining what's going on through. Maybe the CountdownNet is the simplest way that you can get a frame of reference of what's going on to coordinate with what you see happening in the video.
Okay, yes, I don't disagree. And certainly as space nerds, as all space nerds watching, we would all love CountdownNet or whatever their equivalent version is. However, if you're not a space nerd and you don't know what they're saying, does it actually provide context or can it work against NASA? Right? If they start, because here's the thing, they're going to run into issues. It's their first time they're wet dressing this thing on the
truth and the facts can never run against you.
False. Right? If they run into problems and you don't know that they've run into problems, that's from a PR standpoint, that's very different than if you hear them having the problems on CountdownNet.
But they have publicly available data that says what the problems are, and it just needs to be explained so that perception is repaired.
Yeah, but I think that is a naive way of looking at it, to be frank.
I'm naive. So.
Okay. I just don't think that's how the world works, right? Once you've got the PR problem, you've got the PR problem, whether or not it was really an issue or not.
I think for those of us who come from a bit more of an engineering background and more understanding how the process works, it would make sense for something like that. But for someone who maybe isn't as engineering oriented or isn't as knowledgeable about things, finding out that there's problems and that they're having to troubleshoot problems and things like that, it probably makes a person think less of the ability of someone or an agency or a group if they do it that way. So
and maybe not understanding, like, the engineers, we all understand that this is a test mission.
Yes.
This is not only is this a test mission, the wet dress is a test inside of a test, right?
Yes.
It's inception testing.
Yes.
Think about how much easier the lives would be of the PR people at SpaceX if, when the Grasshopper was destroyed by Russian fighters, they had countdown nets to be able to explain what was going on.
Yeah, when the
No, not how that works. Not how that works. Go ahead, Jared. Have we talked about? I was surprised. I just assumed that they would have countdown nets.
I was gonna say, who's gonna explain how the ULA sniper got so close?
Right.
Oh my god! Inside jokes for the win. What else?
Definitely.
What else you got?
Well, just continuing to watch James Webb as well, and just everything is like steady as she goes with that. And
how's it doing?
It's doing great. So they're starting to cool down more instruments now. Now we're really starting to get cold. With it, we were like minus 250. Somewhere around there, and now we're like really getting into the cold bits.
Oh, so it wasn't minus 250 isn't cold?
No, it's not cold enough.
What are we down to now?
I'm not sure, actually. I haven't checked recently, but it is plunging. So, and it's getting close to its operating temperatures, which is exactly what we need. So.
Jared, take it out of context.
So, yeah.
In space, nobody can hear you freeze.
Oh my god. Oh wait, and I can't pronounce that name. I love the show. It always improves my mood 10 to 15%. As long as if you need to be able to measure that for us and let us know exactly the percentage that your mood has been improved.
Yes, and we need it.
We need better tolerance than that.
Yeah, exactly. There's not enough precision in that. This is why we can't have countdown net.
Yeah.
Because of people. It's because of people like us. Actually.
Yeah.
That's why we can't have
we don't know what
net.
sigma we're running at with that as well. So.
All right. Other than nuclear Starship. Bringing back the space shuttles and SpaceX accidentally showing the rocket getting stuck in the dome, which again, brilliant, Ryan. Loved it. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch the April 1st video that Ryan put out earlier today. Other than that, what excited you about space this week?
I'm excited that SpaceX are actually going to be, I don't know what the right word would be, but they're actually going to be going into full reuse mode with Crew Dragon at least. They're not going to be making any more. They're just going to be reusing their current fleet of 4 crew capsules, which is bringing the US crewed space program back to the space shuttle days. You just have 3 vehicles, you rotate them. SpaceX will have 4 vehicles, they'll rotate them. So it's really exciting to see they're now going to have their workhorse fleet, and we just need to see how they manage them, because they've got a lot of flights coming up. They've got NASA flights to the ISS, they've got the Axiom flights, they've got the Polaris flights, and there could be more coming on top of that as well. So I'm very excited to see how SpaceX is going to be managing that fleet and reusing the Dragons and seeing how far they can push the performance of those capsules.
You were talking in pre-show how excited you were about like boosters, and how like when a booster would launch for the 3rd time, how awesome that was. You think you'll have the same thing with because we're up to what was this? We're up to 12 now. I should know.
12 on a booster.
I'm a bad. I've been busy. I've been busy.
We'll see where the priorities lie.
No excuses.
You're not expected to know everything.
Yeah.
So
by the way, where they keep the Dragon capsules, is that called the nest?
On the boat, when they pick up dragons, that is the Dragon nest, and then they plop Dragon on the boat, and then they suck it back in.
We do have a hatchery, so I'm curious to know what's going to happen with the hatchery now that all the dragons are built.
It's just the crew dragons that are built. They have not said anything about the cargo dragons, so they're still going to be being produced. So they're very similar. The only difference is they don't have the abort motors. But yeah, they're still going to be building dragons, just not for crew. And they do still have the option to build crew dragons if they need a larger fleet at some point as well. That option's still there.
Have they flown cargo Dragon 2s?
Yeah.
Yes, they have.
Yes.
Like two of them.
I don't keep up. SpaceX launches are boring.
bad space nerd. How dare you? How dare you, good sir? How dare you? So, okay, what's the threshold when you start getting excited about Dragon reuse the same way you got excited about Falcon reuse? Or is it just different because it's not as visibly dynamic coming back?
It's different. They clean the Dragon every time. When you see a crew Dragon come back, it's yellow, it's black, it's disgusting, and then they make it look pretty again. So it's like you can't see it on top of the rocket all black and sooty. I don't think anyone will want to get into a black and sooty capsule anyway. But it's still just being able to see the little number on the end of the serial number of each capsule, just to know how many times it's been to space. Then that's the cool part, being able to see something that's flight proven, gone to space several times, and they're the only people doing this. No one else is doing this.
Do they have names?
They do, but they also have serial numbers, which is how you know how many times they've been to space.
Wow. SR-71s have serial numbers too, and those have fooled people as well.
But hang on. Now you're getting into a whole "where's the edge of space" discussion.
No,
that's a can of worms. We don't necessarily.
No. The SR-71s have tail numbers.
Sure.
And they were frequently switched around to fool those that were watching.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to switch the tail of a dragon, though.
You gotta catch it first.
You gotta catch it first, exactly.
Yeah, I also don't know who you need to really hide that from either. So, or that would be particularly hard to hide from.
Actually, this is an interesting point by Harry in the chat room, which is saying SpaceX is the only one doing this. I know we're gonna get some Boeing hate here.
How many astronauts has Boeing put to the International Space Station? How many times have they docked to the International Space Station?
How many astronauts have Boeing brought to the International Space Station? It's actually quite a few.
Yes, quite a lot.
Not
actually.
on Starliner though.
Yeah, well, that's not what you said.
How many astronauts have Boeing taken to the International Space Station on Starliner?
What company by way of lineage is the only one that's taken people beyond the influence of the Earth to the moon?
I love how much you had to qualify that.
Oh no! Here we go.
What's the only company by way of lineage? What's the only company who bought out another company who sent humans to
Well, I mean, Boeing did work on the Saturn V, if I remember correctly, when they were Boeing, not when they had purchased, Rockwell.
What did they do on the Saturn V?
Oh, I swear they did something on the
they
Saturn
may have.
V.
I just don't...
something. They were one of the major contractors on.
A major contractor?
They made a few wires, maybe. I don't know.
There's a document from the 60s that lists 450 contractors. And Boeing,
now I'm going to look it up.
I'm sure Boeing is on it.
Did they make the one of the tanks for Apollo 13? I'm just kidding.
No, that was North American Aviation.
That's right. I was trying to remember the type of tank too. I was like the battery. So fun to hate on Boeing because kick them while they're down. Having said that, the reason we test, the reason we do these flights is that we find these issues. And Starliner has some issues and they were working through it. But I personally have no doubt that Starliner will come online and send astronauts to station.
I think Starliner will be here. They've spent so long working through the issues on Starliner. I think they're nearly here. I think they'll be launching in 2023, definitely. And I know someone's going to come back in 2023 and clip this when it's been delayed for another 2 years. But I think they're getting close to it.
But I mean, this is how engineering goes, right? Sometimes things just don't work right, and it's fun to me. It's fun.
Andrew saying nuclear Starliner.
Wait, what? In
chat.
There you go. Wait. Oh no, I can't. I didn't hit it. There you go. Nuclear Starliner.
That'll solve your problems.
Robert says, "What will they do after Atlas V runs out?" I mean, they designed it so that you can fly it on Vulcan too, right?
I believe it's vehicle agnostic, so you can technically fly it on anything.
So now that OneWeb,
Falcon 9.
I was gonna say now that OneWeb moved over to Falcon 9, that's opened a whole door, right?
Everybody's jumping on Falcon 9. All the cool kids these days. So
Larry says this is the next Starliner launch June 3rd. I think you're, but that's not. There's no crew on board. You're saying crew will make it to space station aboard a Starliner 2023, and I feel like. That's a good statement, and the BE4 intensifies. Oh my gosh.
They're somewhere there.
Yeah.
They're somewhere out there.
Eric, I assume Vulcan was designed to be human rated. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Vulcan's human rated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need Vulcan to be human rated.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
Yeah, Vulcan is going to be an interesting one when it comes online. I feel like the only thing with Vulcan that we're waiting on is the Blue Origin stuff. And what's really interesting is I remember going back when United Launch Alliance chose Blue and the BE-4 engine over Aerojet Rocketdyne.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, because Aerojet Rocketdyne was like, you got to pay for all of this. We're not going to do any of the development ourselves. I'm like, that's not how the industry works anymore. If you want people to buy your engine, you're going to have to put some work into it yourself. You're going to have to put some money into it yourself.
Yeah.
And then
talk about old space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But here we are with the BE-4 engine. And I'm like,
yeah. There's some.
What is it, the AR-1? That.
Yeah.
Looking a little nicer right about now, I bet.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. Maybe you could start the AR-1 right now, and it might beat the BE-4 to flight. So at this point,
I don't think it's that bad, but I don't know.
So was that a burn hotter than
Well,
the turbo
Tory
pump
Bruno
bearing,
has said that they're definitely sticking with BE-4 though.
Yeah, well, yeah, they can't move to the AR-1 is a Carolox engine,
It's
right?
way too late now.
Yeah, it's Carolox as well. So completely different fuel.
You just change out the fuel, you're fine.
Oh yeah, it's easy.
It's a couple tubes.
Every meeting with the vice president of an engineering company's gone that way.
Just put some petrol into your diesel rocket, and that's fine.
As an engineering conversation, I still cringe every time somebody says just.
Just.
Yes, but now that I know that, I'm going to use just all the time with you.
Yeah. If you find me in the fetal position on the floor rocking back and forth, that's why.
Harry does have a good point, which is, for all we know, the AR-1 could have run into just as many issues. Not untrue. Yeah. And they would have charged for every issue that they ran into.
Would have been an itemized bill.
Itemized bill of all the problems that they had. That's not how you advance humanity. Someone else is not going to pocket this for you. You gotta do it yourself.
Nope. So.
This is another fun one that hits Twitter and whatnot.
Thank you.
Harry, you are on fire today. Look at you just constantly on screen. Just use Raptor. Yep.
Just. Nuclear Raptor as well.
Nuclear Raptor. Thanks, Ryan.
Just.
Then
you can use it as a power station.
What else do you have for us, Ryan?
That was pretty much it, to be honest. I'll be honest, I can't really remember a lot of stuff other than that's happened because I've been focusing on stuff that didn't actually happen. So
all of your energy went into the April 1st show.
I'm gone. I'm done for.
Oh man.
I just looked it up, and yes, Boeing was a major contractor for Saturn.
What did they do?
They built the first stage of the Saturn V.
Yeah.
The whole first stage of the Saturn V?
Well,
minor detail.
Not.
It's a small bit. It's a small bit.
Just the first stage. It was fine.
I'm not seeing an exact map, but it says that under the list of Boeing major subcontractors are a bunch of other companies, and they've got listed Boeing, Douglas, IBM.
North American.
North American Rocketdyne.
Everybody says Jared's correct. They were the lead on the first stage. Actually, this is a really good question because we were trying to get you to the United States to cover.
Sorry, I was just thinking.
I forgot about that.
If I recall correctly, the first stages for the Saturn V were built at the Michoud facility in.
Is that how you pronounce that?
I think it's Michoud.
Okay.
Near New Orleans in Louisiana, and that's where Boeing's making the first stages or the main stages now for
same facility.
I think so.
Not just the same area, but literally the same building.
I don't know if it's the same building.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool too. It's just
I imagine since the '60s, the old building's been raised at least once.
Probably a little bit.
I mean, really, I feel like not necessarily. Big, huge hangars don't necessarily need a whole bunch.
When you have a cost behind a project that requires a reconfiguration, and it's not a hard decision.
All right. So I mean, he's not wrong.
Donna makes a great point.
He
cool.
He
Anyways,
does. Moving on. So how is the fundraiser? So we're trying to bring you to the United States. It'd be you and your father because you're young, and
I can't drive.
Can't drive. You need a chaperone. Trying to bring you out here for the flight of Pegasus.
Psyche.
The Psyche. That's right. How's that going? Where are we at? What do you need?
That's going
good.
What's happening? We're currently at £2,939 of 7,000 trying to be raised, which is really good. This is going a lot faster than I thought it was. And yeah, the average donation from everyone so far is like ridiculously high in my opinion. It's like £50 per person, which is just like really cool. So thank you everyone who has donated.
Good.
You will all be thanked in the content that's made possible. And if you want to help me out as well, if you want to donate or you just want to share it, the link is in chat now.
Have you ever had a chance to see a rocket launch in person?
I have, but I was really small.
Okay, you're currently really small, so define that a little bit better for us.
Extra
clarification,
small.
please.
Really,
like this big?
Really,
This big?
Like this big.
Okay, so like 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah.
So and by the way, here is the link for those people who would like to help Ryan come to the United States to cover the Psyche launch. Why do you want to cover this launch specifically?
Its launch window, because physics is really small for a rocket launch window. It's 2 to 3 weeks, hopefully 2 weeks, depending on however they evaluate the performance of the Falcon Heavy's second stage. And that makes it really good because Florida is really far away. So you want to reduce the chances that when you get there, it gets cancelled. And with pretty much any other launch this year, they can move it to whenever. So this launch, having a 2-week launch window, it has to go then, or it's being pushed to 2024 minimum. So that's why this is such a perfect opportunity. And the icing on the cake is a Falcon Heavy. Who doesn't want to go and see a Falcon Heavy?
I would love to see a Falcon Heavy.
This should also be Falcon Heavy's first proper payload that is going to be going to Mars. Albeit it'll be a flyby of Mars because Psyche is doing one
Starman
on
can
the way
hear
out.
You, Jared.
Starman did not get anywhere near Mars.
Starman can hear you, Jared.
Yes, and Starman can hear that Starman has gotten nowhere near Mars. So just because you go out towards the orbit of it doesn't mean you have gotten anywhere near it. Okay, so I can go launch a rocket at Mars right now if I wanted to, and my payload's not going to get to Mars. It'll get out as far as Mars, but it ain't going to get to Mars. I'm sorry, y'all launched 3 months before the window opened.
Jared,
so
I would like to know.
I don't know what to tell y'all.
Jared, I would like to know what rocket you can launch right now and send a payload to Mars with. You personally, Jared.
That would be none.
Okay, just checking. Hey, Ryan, when you're doing the launch coverage, Jay Hansen is asking, is this going to be more of a news, like the Tomorrow Space News? Is this going to be more like the live show? Is it going to be something new and different? What are you planning on doing?
I'm gonna try all three because why not? So I'm gonna try as possible to do some live stuff out there. It might be difficult though. We're just gonna have to wait and see how that turns out. I definitely want to be able to do news out there as well, but I'm also gonna just be doing like loads of extra content on the actual mission just to burn through all the footage that I'll be getting. So yeah, also the hotel room should have a nice view out the window of the Space Center, so I might be able to do tomorrow live from there. So,
that'd be cool.
Wow.
Fingers crossed.
And it wouldn't be like middle of the night for you either.
No, it would be sunset. It would be like really pretty.
No, he's gonna be so jet lagged.
Yeah,
we should get him right after. We should make him do something right after he gets off the jet. I do like Apollo's comment. We just do a mid-course correction with Starman. You know, Starman is driving the car. Just turn the wheel, hit the accelerator.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just
definitely.
saying.
it's sure that it's got good tires on it, right?
It's electric.
You know, all right.
No, the algorithms. You spotting something?
Yeah, I'm trying to read that comment, and so Lars von Braun said nice things, and then it got hidden in the basically saying tried to super chat, but and then it got censored. Thank you very much, Lars. we all do this. Some people are coming to the room and giving us a hard time saying that their show's boring. That's fine. If this isn't your jet, look, this is a live show by space nerds for space nerds, just to geek out over space, right? We're going to sit here. We're going to have some fun talking about space. If you want the serious show, Ryan does an amazing weekly space news, and he even had an episode
except for
today.
What was released today?
Yes,
He had a very, very
Asterisk.
April 1st relevant episode today. But like the fact that you even did that was kind of amazing, and he has got an amazing space news show. There are some plans for that show to like embiggenate it, and like I don't know what other words to use. I made some forward progress on it, and then I got scary busy. So yeah. I think one of the I'll scatter thoughts. So I think
Yep.
so if that's the type, for those of you complaining in the chat room, if that's the type of show that you want, go watch Space News. It's great. It's perfect for that. Although if you just want to hang out and just nerd out over space, this is the show for you. Come here, have fun. Yeah, exactly. And then I think it's fun because when we do launches, and as we were covering, I think earlier in the show and pre-show, we're at a crazy launch rate over at Company X now. You can see what I've worn or I'm about to wear to launch, and it will always have some form of green in it. And because I really, 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 really did not want Transporter 4 to start sliding into Axiom 1, not only do I have the green dress on, but I have green nails as well. I went all out on the green. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, you just a full effort put into making sure it actually went on time. So
I'm going to be really slick here. I think the reason that Transporter 4 went on time because everyone pressed the red subscribe button and actually got us into the positives for the first time ever, and that's red. And that's no go. So make sure you press it so it's not red.
Yeah, that works.
Yes.
Actually, I will say Yomei was wearing a red sweater or like a red cardigan today. And we didn't notice that she was wearing red until about 2 minutes before we went live. And I was going to joke about it with her in her ear, but I thought better of it. And I was like, making fun of the host about wearing red 2 minutes before we're about to go on the air, probably not the best idea, so I didn't. And then I was like, I'll bring it up afterwards, or if we scrub, we'll blame the scrub on her, because that's what we do. If you wear red in my control room, or you wear red, you wear red in my show, you're getting blamed for any red. Like you got a little bit of red in your socks, that scrub was your fault. That's how that works.
I got red shoes on. My shoes are red.
You do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
See, I got red.
No,
red
we can't
shoes.
see, Jared.
I'm sorry. I tried. I tried.
I'm actually a little surprised. Yeah. God, is this a 30-minute show today? Is that
No.
The problem is I'm exhausted. So Donna, what were you excited about this week? You can't talk about anything. You have the same problem I have.
I can't talk about it.
Oh, no.
I did a thing.
Yeah.
It worked.
Sometimes that's how I feel too. Hey, hang on. We did do a thing that worked. Landing coverage live. Y'all catch that? I was cheering.
Yeah.
I was
The Space
screaming at my
Boys.
screen. I was like, all the way down! All the way down! It was great. It was great.
So the buoys worked, right?
The buoys worked great. I hate you.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, they were making fun of me. They want to make the Space Buoy shirt in the control room. Like they're gonna. I guarantee you, someday they will all come in wearing Space Buoy T-shirts, just to piss me off.
Only if they're green.
No, they'll be red. They'll be red. Or no, they'll be like a purple. I bet just to make it like a messed up color. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Eric totally noticed the link. Yeah, actually, people were mentioning it, and I follow Reddit just to make sure things are working right. So. I go into Reddit/r/SpaceX. I find the launch thread, and then I don't really say anything. I'm a passive passenger, but I'm looking for people being like, "Oh, hey, I can't hear any audio," or, we have a problem with what blah 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 blah. So I was following along on Reddit, and as soon as the landing video came down, just a series of threads of like, "Oh my God, a clean," and it was great. It didn't turn to potato, which made me happy, right? Because sometimes we'll maintain connection, but even though we maintain connection, it all went to potato, and so like, that's not very useful. And so like it was, yeah, Reddit is the wrong color. And then Alejandro says, "You Reddit? No, there's nothing wrong with Reddit. Like, if you find the right community, they're quite delightful. I will say, I think I have more issues on Twitter than I do on Reddit." Yeah, like you say one
or if
wrong
you don't
thing
talk on
Twitter,
Reddit, you can't annoy anyone.
I'm sorry.
If you don't talk on Reddit, then you can't annoy anyone. So
I guess that's true.
Oh no, you can annoy people on Reddit and not be on or posting on Reddit. Trust me about that one, Ryan. Trust me on that one. You can.
No, so. I actually find Reddit to be a very useful, very, very useful tool in my life. So you have to find the right communities. But you know what? I think that's true of anything, right? Like, okay.
Smoke scales comment.
What smoke?
What?
Hang on.
there's nothing wrong with Reddit. Jamie 2022, a wrong person.
Thanks. That's great.
Oh my gosh, smoking almost made me blow.
Hang on. I already had hours of this in my control room all morning. I don't need it from y'all too, right?
Wait,
like,
so
We just want to make you feel like home. Like you're
yeah,
home.
great. Just to feel like I'm still at Company X. That's
everybody
fantastic.
around you is saying that you're wrong.
Guess what?
What do we call that?
Consensus.
Consensus. And we're very scientifically driven in this industry. And what does consensus mean?
I still don't believe that you're wrong, Jared, or that I'm wrong. That's how that works. Like, no, you could all tell me I'm wrong.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Oh man. So actually, I think everything goes in fit. And interesting how we're like on Reddit at this point. Alejandro, I'm glad I left Reddit when I did. The SpaceX subreddit became a dark place to talk. It did. It actually, the SpaceX subreddit was really amazing at first, and then like they got popular, and then it kind of like went into a really weird place. And we used to post these TMRO shows anytime we talked about SpaceX on this subreddit, and then it went weird and they got angry anytime we'd post anything about SpaceX, and we were like, okay, we just won't post there anymore.
Fine.
And then we kind of like fell away, and I think over time it kind of like course corrected back towards center. So it course corrected back. I think it course corrected back, and it's like, I don't know, I find it useful. I learned things about the place I work. So
we used to get our hands slapped posting our videos to Facebook too, so there's that data point.
You mean tomorrow?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you. I don't actually remember that. I think I
use the SpaceX subreddit
blocked
for
it out.
news.
It's traumatic.
It's helpful sometimes.
Well, I'm not on Facebook anymore. F that.
Yep.
Like, not doing that. I am happier because of it. I think Reddit and Twitter have switched places in my mind. So, the SpaceX or the space community on Reddit got pretty toxic and pretty bad for a while, and then it seems to have kind of come back. But that toxicity didn't just leave the universe. It seems to have moved into space Twitter, and like
energy cannot be created and destroyed. It can only be transferred.
Yep.
I mean, not wrong. So
just look how proud he is at that. Look at
was a good one.
Look at him.
That was solid, Ryan.
That's
That was pretty solid.
the 1:30 a.m. mind working.
That was good.
Good one.
I do agree with this. The SpaceX subreddit rules are longer than the original U.S. Constitution. That's very true. That is very true. It's another reason that we don't actually post on the Reddit, the SpaceX subreddit, because like I don't know which of the 2 million rules they have I'm breaking. So I'll just let if someone else wants to post it, awesome. If not, that's fine too.
Yeah, if you breathe, there's a problem. So
yeah.
Are you reading? What do you got?
Yeah. So okay, hang on. So obviously we've got the updated chat system. Our normal chat system's broken. We're talking a little bit about this. Hey, I can actually bring that there. That's a good idea. See, this is who we are.
There we go.
That's the updated chat system. This is
I'm that one.
I'm that one.
How
do I do this?
I'm this one.
Right.
Thank you. I'm this one, right there. That's me. Now do you're there.
That's this.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now Ryan.
I'm that one.
No,
Wait, no,
you got to do
Where's
better.
your favorite?
Do better. A little higher. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
That one.
Now Dada. It's hard, isn't it? This is a weird episode today, isn't it? This is what happens when I'm tired.
It's April 1st, so, or in some places April 2st.
That one's me right there.
All right, that was weird. Oh, and actually, Colton set us back up, so we're definitely going back to it next week because trying to maintain this chaos is crazy. Yeah. Apollo. Now I understand who everyone is. And then also Smokescale. I forgot about Twoost. For those who don't know what Twoost is, I was doing something. This is a couple years ago, back when we were using the other room as well. And I created a slate, or I created a graphic, and I didn't fully update the date on the graphic. So I went from April 1st to April 2nd in the graphic. But I forgot to. I only updated the number.
It was April 1 ST, and then you changed the 1 to a 2 and left the 2 ST.
Mm-hmm. So it ended up being April 2. And it made it to air. It actually made it to air, and so it's
it's beautiful.
It was a thing. So
that's us now.
It's become lore here at Tomorrow. It's become lore.
Yep.
That's what you get for using a form letter.
Chaos is the rule. All right, are we? Is this going to be a short show? Or are we running out of?
Chaos is the rule.
We running out of stuff? Should we just go into post show at this point?
I mean, since we were talking since we were talking about reading the contracts last week with Ryan, the budget proposal for NASA for fiscal year 2023 is out officially, and NASA's getting some more money. So
and they moved some stuff around too, right? Money wise.
What's up?
They moved some money stuff around too, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, overall, NASA's getting an 8% bump.
That's Ryan's gonna. When we talk about it in news, it's going to be referred to as NASA's 8% bump. That's what it's going to say in the graphic.
Yeah. Of course. So now we're going up to just a hair under $26 billion total for the agency. In there, and there's only a few parts of NASA that are actually not getting more money, and then even then they are losing maybe less than 7 or 8% total of their budget to begin with, so they're not really taking big hits.
Want me to blow your mind?
You can get 6 whole SLS launches with that.
Yeah, that was what I was just going to say is you can use NASA's entire budget would allow you to launch SLS once every other month, and that's it. And then the entire budget, you've got $500 million left. Mm-hmm. After that's it. That's all true. You get once every other month.
It's true. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Just a bit. And actually, very interestingly, the proposal in the enacted, it's actually Orion and Space Launch System are two of the ones that had money removed from them. They had a little bit chopped off the top.
Hang on.
But not a lot.
It was chopped off the top, but it was for development and whatnot, right? It was just shifted over to actual operations.
The operations, other things like that, exploration ground systems and things. So
they didn't actually take money out of the program. Really. Also, they just moved the pile from this side to this side. Yeah,
the hammer that they were using for the ground support system is now $50,000 instead of $2,000. So
Wait, hold up. Daniel's saying STEM lost 100% of its funding, and then Philip is saying STEM will get its funding back.
Yes. That'll.
Thanks for clearing that up, Jared. That was great. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
So which one, Jared? Pick one.
Wait, what?
I know. It lost 100% of its funding, and it's going to come back. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but it's one of those things where Congress or somebody in Congress always tries to zero the education funding that NASA gets to go out and help get the next generation of engineers excited about hopefully working for them. Mm-hmm. And then usually someone in Congress is like, you imbecile, and then quickly fills that back in and makes that happen.
Why keep Americans competitive in engineering?
Maybe the ground net comes from the STEM budget.
Maybe it does. So it very well possibly could.
Countdown net.
So
yeah. Chat room's agreeing with you, Jared. It was cut. Congress will add it back.
Yeah. That's why I just did not mention that, because that is something that has been happening for the better part of 3 decades now in terms of NASA's budget.
So this is another very good point, which is I'll get more excited when both houses of Congress have passed it.
Yeah, obviously don't count your chickens before they hatch. But one of the things here, at least in the United States in government, is that one of the few things that has extremely strong bipartisan support is NASA. That's really one of the few things that you get the two major parties actually agreeing together on. There's usually very little political friction on that front.
Cohesion.
Yes. Synergy.
Buzzword.
Synergy.
Buzzword.
Cohesion.
Hashtag buzzword.
Webb 3.0.
Buzzword.
Yes.
Buzzword.
All right. That's that. I mean, yay!
Yeah.
Like they submitted, not real yet. So I see why that was kind of punted at the end.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still moving forward. There's progress to that. So, also Mark Vande Hei came back this week as well. NASA astronaut who's been on space station, set the American duration record now for I believe 355 days on orbit. So.
Oh wow.
So
that's nearly a whole year.
Yeah, quite a lot, which is how long it took.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sad, like 10 more days.
Yeah.
10 more days.
Couldn't make it.
Just like, no.
Couldn't do it.
Can't do it.
How many astronauts have done?
Does it take to screw in a light bulb?
The entirety of a year consecutively?
Well, I know at least one cosmonaut has. So I believe the record is held by a cosmonaut who was on Mir in the early 90s.
That tracks.
So that's 400
were
something
they stuck
days.
on Mir? I'm just kidding.
What's up?
Were they stuck on Mir?
No, not
get the door open?
No, not that. Also, no, that was not when the country collapsed, when they had folks still in orbit as well. So.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Ground control, come in.
Down?
Can I come home now?
So,
Ground control, come in.
Yeah. Hey, anybody got? I don't know if you guys would like to, but I would like to come home.
Alejandro thinks it's 4 people overall, with Mark coming in 5th in the list.
One of the Kellys did it too, right?
Well, not a full year.
And you're saying all at once, or someone's saying all at once.
I'm asking all at once.
Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, I could just pull it up. So.
I don't know why they keep shorting astronauts that milestone.
Schedule. It's schedule, man. That's the way it goes. Terrence
says we didn't get any SpaceX updates. NASA space flight, which by the way, you're wearing a NASA space flight Texas Tank Watch. I noticed that. Don't think I didn't notice that.
So I like it. It's a good shirt. So I figure we're now Kennedy Space Center tank watchers.
Yeah, actually, there was a really good recent NASA spaceflight video going over the differences between, I think it's BN4 and BN7, or it might have been no, I'm sorry, it was SN20 and whatever it was, and going over like the crazy level of detail that NASA spaceflight has, which by the way they've had well before they were covering Starship, right? Like you wanted a deep dive into Space Shuttle back when it was flying. That's where you went. They had the absurd information on Shuttle.
Yep.
Anyhow, they have this really great video talking about the differences in the number of rings per section that SpaceX is building for, I want to say it's Starship and not the booster.
It's both. They cover both.
Is it? Okay, cool. Maybe that's why I couldn't remember. I'm like, and like really getting... God, I just can't win on this system.
No,
you guys can't see what's going on behind the screen.
Oh my gosh!
it's just this chat room is going to be the end of me. I'm not allowed to have chat apparently. Anyhow, head over to YouTube and look up NASA spaceflight, and they've got just some insane videos going really deep into the production of Starship. Like if you're interested in that, like it's crazy. Again, I work there and I learn stuff from these things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, no, I work at Company X. That's what I meant to say. I work at Company X.
Just want to throw this out here. Mark Vande Hei and Peter Dubrov's flight, which they returned from just a couple days ago, they are actually number 4 on the list of longest flights. Mikhail Kornienko and Scott Kelly are number 5. They were 340 days. Dubrov and Vande Hei just wrapped up 355 days on orbit. There are only 4 cosmonauts that have ever flown a full year in space, and that would be Vladimir Titov and Musha Manarov, who flew on Mir in 1987 to 1988 for 365.9 days. Then there was Sergei.
That 0.9 makes a difference. Like
that's
that,
barely.
yeah. Hey, you know what? But barely counts.
Barely counts.
It's a full year.
It is.
Then there was Sergei Avdiev. Sorry, you're getting to watch me learn how to pronounce names on air live. It's great. Usually we do this. You don't get to see this bit. Now you get to see it live. But Sergei Avdiev, who spent 379.5 days on Mir from August 1998 to late August 1999, and then finally, your overall winner was Valery Polyakov. Yeah, Valery Polyakov, who was on Mir from January 8th, 1994 to March 22nd, 1995 for 437 consecutive days. So there you go. That's your winner.
That's the data that no one but Dutta wanted.
There you go. You got it. Now you got it too. So now whenever that happens, you can figure it out or something.
Sorry, I blacked out in the middle of that.
Anyways, let's go ahead and...
I swear to you, this is exactly what my control room is like during the day. Like just everyone giving everyone else trouble. That's exactly what it is the whole time.
That's how you can tell I care.
Here's the best part. So Vax Headroom just showed up, and now that Vax Headroom here
now
is
we
Vax,
can start the show.
I'd like to thank everyone for watching, including our Escape Velocity citizens. These are the people who helped. I'm serious.
Oh my gosh.
These are people who helped to make this show happen.
Hey Vax, we're going.
We're gonna keep going.
Sorry, Vax. She started it. I had to go with it.
We also have our orbital citizens, and there are different levels of membership that you can help support the show with. Escape Velocity being the top, all the way down to systems support. We also have suborbital. And some of these levels get your name in the show. Every level has a different reward structure.
That one, a pattern in the chaos.
Where's that? Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Well, there you go.
Yep. And then of course our ground support citizens. Who else? Wow, look at the list.
If you have funny
longer.
names, I try to find them and see if we can.
Okay, we'll pick someone out from ground support then.
There's someone, the
captain of outer space.
Yeah, we both saw that one immediately.
Glenn, the not so new. That's a good one as well.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I dig it.
There's just a Jedi Master. We have a Jedi Master. I'm going to
just a Jedi Master.
I have to destroy the Jedi Master because I am a Sith Empress.
You can't work together.
There you go. All right. Thank you, thank you to all of our members who helped to make the shows go. And as Ryan alluded to earlier, I'm wearing green, and if you want to make sure that this show is green for launch, make sure you get rid of your red no-go button by pressing on that subscribe button. You'll change it from red to gray. I really wish it turned green. Like, this would work so much better if that button turned green.
3 letters. The first 3 letters are correct if you spell it the correct way.
What?
I missed that one.
Yeah. The first 3 letters, Grey. Grey.
Oh, that's a stretch.
That's a stretch.
Also,
Okay.
hang on. This is one cool. So
I got confused.
I don't like this chat room that we've got right now, except for. Oh, wait, not that. See, that's what. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Thanks,
Philip, thank you for becoming a new member. Welcome to System Support. And look, you get the little shiny badge on you. Like, how cool is that?
Nice.
I love that. I love that so much. I'm just going to leave that there. We're just going to silently watch the...
Yeah. Look at it. Just the shine go right across it.
Shiny. All right.
Shiny.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. So Philip, now that you have joined and become a member on System Support, you can head over to the membership tab on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
You'll actually see a members-only version of this video, which is actually in this exact same moment in time. It's like a scene out of Spaceballs. When are we? We're now. Sir. But in a moment, I'm going to hit the end stream button on the main live show. But the other stream is going to keep going, and we're going to go into post-show where we're going to talk about whatever we feel like talking about. Maybe it'll be space. Maybe, knowing me, it'll probably be Disneyland. It could be just about Yeah, okay. I love that our chat room is going into Spaceballs. Wow.
Prepare to fast forward.
Preparing to fast forward.
Fast forwarding, sir.
All right. On that note, thank you everyone so much for watching. We'll see you over in the member chat. Toodles. Boop. There we go. I'm always